are going with a quick revision of classification of elements, the periodic table. So for having the revision, some of my students are also with me. They are saying that they are well prepared for the oncoming examination, 10th class examination. So we will see through this class how much they have prepared, how much they have learned in the online classes, and that I am going to test it today. So here is.
This is Akshara studying in class 10. This is Sanjashri studying in class 10. This is Srivani studying in 10th class. This is Gola studying in 10th class. This is Prasanna studying in 10th class.
Okay, my dear loving ones, hope all of you are well prepared, and we are going to learn about classification of the elements. First of all, let me test you whether you know what is classification. I brought some things for you. Okay, now I asked Satyasri, please come here, and I want it to be classified. Okay, now so many things are here. Please, I request you to classify it. So she is classifying the things. We will see how she is doing it. Yeah, very good. Is she doing the right thing or not? Roja? Is she doing in the right way?
Yes.
How she is doing it? What is the planning? Did you understand?
Bangles aside and highlighters and the markers aside and the things which are other, just keep aside.
You are very intelligent. I brought so many things like bangles, earrings. Why this one you separated? Why didn't you mix with that one?
Different types.
Different types. Then I think that you can keep all the earrings in one side and separate it out with colors. Okay. Okay, she is doing very well now. So this is classifying the things, right?
Yes, please.
According, complete it.
Yes, ma'am.
And this also here colors are there. You can separate it out. Pen. Okay, give claps to her. She had done it. Okay, very good. You can go. So see here. I brought so many things. There are bangles, earrings, and pen, markers, and everything. Highlighter. There are so many things. What did she do? First she separated out the bangles. Then that itself separated by colors. Right, blue color separated. Then pink color. Alright, different. Next, earring itself. Different types of earrings. That she first of all she separated the earrings. Then that itself by colors. Right. So whenever you go to any shop, you can see whatever things we ask, they will give to us within minutes, because you go to medical shop, wherever you go, okay, because they classify the things and they keep it in the proper place. So coming to elements, it was also very necessary to classify the elements. Why do you think that it was very necessary for classifying the elements? It is difficult to remember the properties of physical properties, its chemical properties, one by one, every element. Learning is somewhat difficult. It's a tedious task, right? Suppose we know that some of the elements, if you are taking sodium is reacting with oxygen. Okay, when sodium reacts with oxygen, already you have learned, we will get Na2O. There is another element, lithium. You see, lithium also reacting with another element, reacting with oxygen. That also forms Li2O. So chemically, when it is combining with is having radioactivity. Okay, that's also chemical property. The elements which are having the radioactivity. So like this, the elements which are having same physical properties and same chemical properties, they are sorted together. Understand? So this sorting out not started just a few years back. It is a history of early 19th century. That means 1829. One of the scientists, John Wolfgang Dobereiner, he came up with a suggestion for arranging the elements. How can we arrange the elements? So we call that one, already you might have studied it, and what arrangement Dobereiner had planned. We call it as Dobereiner's law of triads. Akshara, can you say what is Dobereiner's law of triads?
Dobereiner's law of triads states that when elements with similar properties are taken three at a time and arranged according to their ascending order, the atomic weight of the middle element is the average of first and the last element.
Ascending order of what?
Atomic weights.
Ascending order of
Atomic
weight. Then the atomic weight of the middle element. Just to show the camera towards here. See, atomic weight of the middle element. That means here sodium, lithium, sodium, potassium. They are arranged according to the ascending order of atomic weight. You can see here 7, 23 and 39. So, lithium, sodium, potassium are arranged in the ascending order of atomic weight. Then, the average of the first element and the last element, or the first element and the third element, that means 7 plus 39. 7 plus 39 by 2. How much we got? 23. Right? So, sodium is having the atomic weight 20. So, this was his arrangement. When the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic weight, 3 at a time. 3 elements he has taken. In a set, how many elements are there? 3 elements are there. 3 elements at a time. So, the average atomic mass, the average of the first element and the last element is found to be for the middle element. Right? Like that he arranged calcium, strontium, barium. So, strontium is having the average of calcium and the barium's atomic weights. Because calcium 40, barium 137. So, what is its average? 88.5. That is nearly, okay, approximately equal to 87.5. Somewhat near to that number. And you can see chlorine, bromine, iodine. Bromine what is? 80. Bromine 80. What is its atomic weight? 80. Means 79.9 actually. So nearly 80. So chlorine 35.5 and iodine 127. So its average is 81.25 and it is nearly 80 and 81.25 nearly equal. So some other elements are sulfur, selenium, tellurium, manganese, chromium, iron. So Akshara once again say what is law of triads?
The Dobereiner's law of triads states that when elements with similar properties are taken 3 at a time and arranged in ascending order according to their atomic weights, the atomic weight of the middle element is the average of first and the last element.
Very good, very good. And Satyasri, can you say some of the sets of triads?
Lithium, sodium, potassium.
Very good. Lithium, sodium, potassium.
Calcium, strontium, barium.
Calcium, strontium, barium.
Chlorine, bromine, iodine.
Chlorine, bromine, iodine,
sulfur, selenium, tellurium,
sulfur, selenium, tellurium,
manganese, chromium, iron.
manganese, chromium.
iron.
Very good, very good. So, we have learned what is Dobereneous triads and which are the elements coming in Dobereneous triads. Actually, do you think whether this Dobereneous triads was a success? Who is the person who suggested Dobereneous triads?
John Wolfgang.
All of you?
John Wolfgang Dobereneus.
John Wolfgang Dobereneus. He was a German scientist, I think. So, do you think whether his Dobereneus law of triads was a success? Not a success. Arranged in the order of atomic weight and this one lithium, sodium, potassium, these elements are showing the same properties also, then why do you think that it had limitation? Can you say?
All the known elements at that time cannot be arranged in the law of triads, and the law is invalid for very high masses and for very low masses.
Can you
For
say an example for low masses and high masses?
Chlorine, bromine. The atomic weight of chlorine is not equal to the average of fluorine and bromine. And as the techniques improved, we have calculated the atomic mass very accurately. For that time, the law is invalid.
Invalid. Okay, very good. So she is saying that fluorine, chlorine, bromine. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine. When we take this element, fluorine is having very low atomic weight. Suppose it is 9 and bromine it is 79.9, that means nearly 8. And chlorine, we know that it is 35.5. So according to law of triads, if it is following the law of triad, the average of fluorine's atomic weight and bromine's atomic weight, that means 80 plus 19. How much? 99 by 2. How much is 99 by 2? Equal to 49.5, right? 9 plus 9. Yes. 49.5. So see here, the atomic mass of chlorine is only 35.5. But it is 49.5. A lot of variation between these two numbers. Right. So, law of triads did not satisfy for the elements having high atomic mass and low atomic mass. So, it is a failure. And also techniques improved. By his time, that time there were not that much techniques for finding out the atomic weight. But the techniques improved for finding out the atomic weights and it became a failure. And also, all the non-elements, already told, this one fluorine, there is no accommodation, there is no provision of fluorine in this table. Fluorine, can you see fluorine anywhere? No. So, all the non-elements were not accommodated in the table. So, triads was a failure. So, can you say once again the failure of law of triads?
All the known elements at that time cannot be arranged in the law of triads, and law is invalid for very high masses and for very low masses. For example, fluorine, chlorine, bromine. And as the techniques are improved, we measure atomic weight very accurately, and the law was remained to strictly valid.
Okay. So, very good. So, it was, we can say that the law is invalid. Okay, it was invalid. And there were so much to be studied about how to arrange the elements, because there are many known elements by that time. By the time of Newlands, John Newlands, there were 56 elements known. So all those 56 elements could be arranged. There is no provision in that law of triads. So Newlands came with a suggestion. he also studied about the chemical properties and physical properties, and then he suggested to write down the elements according to the ascending order of atomic weight. Newlands also, Dobereiner also, he suggested about the atomic weight, but he has taken 3 elements at a time. But Newlands, he has written all the non-elements according to the increasing order of the ascending, increasing order or ascending order of the atomic weight. Roger, can you say what is Newlands law of octaves?
The Newlands law of octave states that when the elements are arranged in the ascending order of the atomic weight, they fall into a pattern in which the properties will repeat at regular intervals. Elements which are having the similar properties were to be present in horizontal row.
Okay, very good. Already I told that you are well prepared. There are some of my students well prepared for the oncoming examination, 10th class examination. I hope that it should be an inspiration for all the students, those who are preparing for the 10th class oncoming examination, because you are having only 5 months more. Actually, according to the government schedule, you have to write the examination by April 15th. Okay, your first exam may be falling on April 15th. So all the students who are preparing for the examination in Andhra Pradesh should take my students as an inspiration. So thank you, my dear loving ones. So let us move on to the law of octaves. Okay, law of octaves. Please focus on this one. So see here, he has written the elements in a particular pattern, that ascending order of atomic weights. Here we can also see some numbers mentioned here. He thought that these are the atomic numbers, but nobody accepted this number. And also when we are comparing the modern periodic table and this Newlands periodic table, you can see some symbols also different. Actually these symbols are not in the modern periodic table. So see here, the thing what he says is that when we start from the first element and coming to the 8th element, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the next 8th element is fluorine. So fluorine resembles its properties with the hydrogen. Suppose if we start from lithium, okay, just like the musical notes, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, ta, ni, sa, again sa repeats, right? First sa, again sa repeats. So he arranged it in such a manner. See here, if we start from lithium, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th element is sodium. So sodium will be having the property of lithium. Suppose if we start from this one, okay, now maybe this is gallium or something. So see here, if we start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th element. So every 8th element resembles the properties of the first element. Okay. Then again, if we start from here, from fluorine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th element is chlorine. So chlorine resembles in properties of fluorine. But you can see a blunder here. See, if we start chlorine, start from chlorine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th elements. What is the 8th element here? Cobalt and nickel. So cobalt and nickel, he grouped it together with the chlorine. Actually cobalt and nickel metals, and chlorine is halogen, non-metal. So is there any property of cobalt and nickel same with the chlorine? No, it's a really it's a blunder, right? And also writing 2 elements at a time in a same slot. In the same slot, 2 elements, cobalt and nickel, and so many places you can see platinum and iridium. Many places you can see grouped together 2 elements. So these all are the limitations. So when we arrange the elements in the ascending order of the atomic mass, just blindly you are writing and going. And some of the elements there, they had the similar properties, but here and there they are not following the similar properties. So, Satisri, once again, can you say what is law of octaves?
The law of octave states that when the elements are arranged in the ascending order of the atomic weight, they follow into a particular pattern in which their properties repeat at a regular intervals. Every 8th element from starting element resembles its properties to the starting element. A element with similar chemical properties are written in the horizontal row.
Okay. So, see here, this one, all the elements which are falling in the same, which are having the similar properties are falling in the horizontal row. Actually, in modern periodic table, elements are having the same properties will be falling in a group, okay, in a vertical column. But in Newland's law of octaves, the elements which are having the same properties are falling in horizontal way. And also here there are limitations. You are seeing here cobalt and nickel and platinum and iridium. This one are having no similar character with fluorine and chlorine, bromine, iodine, etc. because they are non-metals. Okay, Srivani, can you say what are the limitations of octaves? Because what do you mean? What is octave? First tell me why it is called octaves. Octave means what?
Means 8.
So every 8th element is showing its the properties, right? That is why it is named as law of octaves. So we learned that it is a failure. Newland's law of octaves is also a failure. Can you say the failures?
There are instances of 2 elements fitted into same slot. For example, cobalt, nickel, platinum, iridium. Next one, certain elements are dissimilar in properties are fitted into same group. For example, cobalt, nickel, palladium, platinum are fitted into halogens group. So there are dissimilar in properties. Some more limitations. Newland's periodic table only restricted for only 56 elements, and also it holds only truly up to calcium.
Okay, very good, Srivani. Very good. Sit down. So, next, by that time, 56 elements were written. So now, so 56 elements he had arranged, but there was no provision for the other elements to accommodate in his periodic table. So, if new elements were discovered, where to accommodate that? So that's a failure only. And also his law was true only up to calcium. Okay. So his periodic table was also a failure. So again, the next scientist who brought forward another periodic table and the arrangements of elements was none other than Mendeleev. And actually today's modern periodic table is also following his method, because actually Mendeleev's periodic table was really an acceptable model. Only the difference was that he followed atomic weight for arranging the elements. Even though he arranged the elements in the ascending order of atomic weight, already I told you, he had not gone blindly. He had gone through serious study of the physical and the chemical properties. And when we are studying, we learned that 2 elements, iodine and tellurium, you can see here. Actually, iodine and tellurium. Okay, tellurium is having 127.6 atomic weight. But iodine is having only 126.9 atomic weight. Actually, when all the elements are writing in the order of increasing order of the atomic weight, actually which element should come first? Which element should come first? Here, which element should come? Iodine. Iodine after tellurium. But he studied about the chemical properties. He understood that actually iodine's place is not this one. Iodine should come under bromine. Okay. So whatever be, there may be something different, something else to be discovered. Whatever be, iodine place is not this one. So he didn't follow the ascending order of atomic weight in this slot. Maybe it is a failure for others, but to say actually it is not a failure, he had gave the idea that something else to be measured for arranging the elements. He had given that idea to the other chemist. That is why only modern periodic table came into existence. And also when coming, he had made provision for some of the unknown elements by that time. See here, you can see here, just focus the camera here. Boron. Okay. Under boron, he placed a gap. And gap is placed, but its atomic weight is already predicted. A super discovery, right to say. See here, silicon. Silicon down, you see. You can see atomic weight is 72. That is predicted, but the element was not known. And also you can see aluminium. Aluminium down 68. Atomic weight 68. That means he told that there are some elements to be discovered. Even its atomic weight will be there, its density will be there, everything he has predicted. See here, he has predicted in such a manner that, see, Eka aluminium. See here children, aluminium, Eka aluminium means some elements to be discovered. He called it as Eka aluminium. Aluminium after number means the element before aluminium is there. Eka means 1. So some elements, here something is to be discovered. Before that element, aluminium is coming. That is why he called it as Eka aluminium. And he predicted the atomic weight as 68. And when it is discovered, actually, they had inspired the other chemists to find out an element, new element. So that element was discovered. And when it is discovered, its atomic weight is found to be 69.72, very, very near to 68. Right? So see, what a super prediction is that. And the density, he told that it is 5.9. So by discovery, after discover, it is seen that 5.94. Okay now? And also, he told that its oxide formula will be Ea2O3. So after the discovery, it is found that Ga2O3. Ga means what? Gallium. So Eka boron, sorry, Eka aluminium is discovered to be gallium. Eka silicon to be germanium. And Eka boron to be scandium. And you know, so now coming to my kids, Akshara, can you say what is Mendeleev's periodic law?
The law states that the physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weight.
So, sit down please. The elements are following the, when the elements are arranged in the ascending order of atomic weight, all the elements following in the same group will be having the same properties, that only he told. That means Mendeleev, he had arranged the elements in 8 groups. How many groups? 8 groups. Each group is having 2 parts, A and B. So 8 groups with A and B. And how many periods are there? 7 periods are there. Right. And also you know, Mendeleev suggested this one also. He suggested that an element which is coming in the first period, sorry, in the first group, when they react with oxygen, when that element is reacting with the oxygen, it will give the general formula R2O. Now we are quite sure that all the alkali metals, please show to the modern periodic table. See here, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. They all combine with oxygen to form compounds like Li2O, Na2O, K2O and so on. So that he predicted even before the discovery of electron. That time electron was also not discovered. That time he predicted this. That means all the elements which is falling in the first group, all the elements which are falling in the first group react with oxygen to give a formula, generally to say R2O. And when which is coming in second group, it gives a formula RO. For example, if lithium, if you take lithium, it will react with oxygen to give Li2O. Suppose calcium, which is coming in the second group, react with oxygen to give Ca. This also he predicted. And there was one more important discovery he has done about the atomic weight. Can you say, Prasanna, can you say? Important discovery about the atomic weight. He suggested something about the atomic weight. Can you say what it is?
He changed the atomic weight of beryllium, indium and gold.
Very good, super. He changed the atom. His atomic weight was accurately calculated. Okay, accurately calculated. Atomic weight was wrong by that time. When in his time it was wrong. So atomic weights he corrected. Beryllium, the atomic weight was how much? The atomic weight was?
At his time we thought that it is 13.5.
Okay.
But it is actually 9.
Wait. Okay, do you know the formula for finding out the atomic weight?
Equivalent weight.
Atomic weight is equal to
Equivalent weight into
equivalent weight
valency.
into
Valency.
valence. Okay. What is the equivalent weight? Equivalent weight. The weight of any substance equivalent to 8 grams of oxygen, or otherwise 1.008 grams of hydrogen. Okay, that is equivalent weight. So, equivalent weight of beryllium is found to be 4.5. Beryllium equivalent weight was found to be 4.5. What is equivalent weight I told? The weight of any element that is equivalent to the weight of 1.008 grams of hydrogen or 8 grams of oxygen. Like that, beryllium equivalent weight was found to be 4.5. But by that time, the valency of beryllium was supposed to be 3. But today we know that it is not 3. What is it? What is the valency of beryllium?
2.
It is 2 only. So that time it was. So how much it will come? 13.5. So what did he do? He corrected the valence. He corrected the valence. He discovered that its valency is 2. Its valency is 2. When the valency is 2, it will come 4.5 into 2. So 4.5 into 2 gives. So in this way, he corrected the atomic weights of beryllium, indium and gold. So what all things? He predicted some of the elements to be discovered. He predicted its properties. Next, even though he arranged all the elements in the ascending order of atomic weight, when coming to iodine and tellurium and iodine, he did not follow the ascending order of atomic weight. Actually, we call this one as, can anyone say what is it?
Anomalous pair.
Anomalous pair. Why we call it as anomalous pair? Is not following the ascending order of atomic weight. Actually, he followed the elements in the ascending order of the atomic weight. But he, in that particular slot, he did not arrange the elements according to their atomic weight. But when we are coming into the discovery, or when we are having the discussion about the periodic table, actually that is a failure only, because everything is arranged in the atomic order, ascending order of atomic weight, all other elements. But coming to that particular place, it is not following the rule. If not following the rule means that is a failure, right? So, Mendeleev's periodic table, how many groups are there? How many groups are there? 8 groups are there. Each one divided into 2 section A and B. How many periods are there?
7.
And Eka aluminum is supposed to be
Gallium.
Then Eka boron found out to be
Germanium.
scandium. And what is actually its melting point? 30.2. Okay, 30.2. And Eka silicon is germanium. Okay, now can you say about the limitations of Mendeleev's periodic table? Can you say about the limitations of Mendeleev's periodic table?
Anomalous pair. According to the atomic weight, he arranged in reverse order. He taken as chemical properties of the elements and fitted the tellurium into that group. So it is a failure. And another thing that some elements, coinage elements, are fitted into the highly reactive elements.
Okay, I want to show the camera towards here. See, you can see here, as Rivani told, some of the elements, coinage elements, see here, copper, silver, aurum, okay, means gold. These elements are placed with highly reactive elements. See here, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, very reactive elements. Highly reactive metals grouped together with coinage elements, even though they are A group and B group. Okay, we placed it as A and B. Some may be arguing that all are coming in the same group now. No, not coming in the same group. There is A section and B section. Even though it is a failure. Okay, now, though it is written as A section and B section, it is falling in the same group only. So we can say that it is a failure. So coinage elements grouped together with the highly reactive elements. And this one, anomalous pair. The two are limitations. So came with the discovery of another periodic table, that is today's acceptable model. What is that? Modern periodic table. And to whom I should ask her. Akshara, can you say who is a person discovered the modern periodic table?
H.G. Moseley.
Okay. How he has done it?
He bombarded the electrons into the element, and through the X-ray he counted the number of protons in it.
Okay. With the study of X-ray, he could
Know the number of
find
protons.
out the number of protons. In order to study the number of protons, he bombarded the elements with the
Electron.
electrons. Super. So he counted the number of protons. After counting the number of protons, he arranged the elements in the ascending order of
Atomic number.
atomic number. Atomic number means
The number of protons and
number
electrons.
of protons. Okay, it is also actually equal to number of
Electrons.
electrons. So, so the periodic table is changed now. What is periodic table? Actually, what did Mendeleev say?
He said that the
Physical and chemical properties of elements are the
periodic functions of the atomic weight.
okay. Now changed it, not atomic weight. According to the
Electronic configuration.
first of all, he told that it's the atomic number. So periodic function of the atomic number. And later, now we know that the last study, not the atomic number also. It is the
Electronic
differentiating electron. What do you mean by differentiating electron? The last electron which is entering into the valence shell. The last electron. So the study depends upon the last or the differentiating electron. According to that, so the modern periodic table is arranged. Coming to modern periodic table, it is a detailed study. Okay, we will take 10 minutes gap and we will discuss about modern periodic table. Okay, actually this is a modern periodic table and this is also known as long form of the periodic table. Because Mendeleev's periodic table is known as the short form periodic table. So when you are coming this modern periodic table, you can see 18 vertical columns. Like this you can see 18 vertical columns. Named as 1 to 18 according to UPSC, and traditionally 1A, 2A, 3A and so on, 1B, 2B, 3B. Okay, like that, A and B groups, 1 to 8, A and B groups. Or otherwise, according to IUPAC means International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, that union named it from 1 to 18. So 18 vertical columns. 18 vertical columns are known as 18 groups. Okay, they are falling into 18 groups. And you can also see here, there are 7 periods. You may ask me here, there are 2 more periods, there are 7 plus 8, 7 plus 2, 9 periods are coming. See here, up to 7. After that 2 periods are there, they are not named. What is the secret behind it is not named, can you say?
Because
Do
they
you know?
come in the place of CCl.
Yeah. These are lanthanums. Actually, these all elements, these 14 elements are supposed to come in this place. Okay, in this place, lanthanum. Actually, it is not possible to write all these elements in this course. These all elements are having the properties of lanthanum. And these all 14 elements are having the properties of actinium. So, actually, these elements are a part of 6th period, and these all actinides, these all are the part of 7th period. So actually how many periods are there? Only 7 periods. 7 periods and 18 groups. Shall I test your knowledge by asking the elements, names of groups and periods, my dear children? It is somewhat difficult to remember, but I want to know your knowledge. I want to test your knowledge. Shall I ask you? Any problem? No. Okay. First to Prasanna? Okay, first period can.
Hydrogen, helium.
Oh, super. Hydrogen and helium. It's very easy to remember. Again, question will be coming to you, don't worry. On Roja, can you say second period?
Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon.
Very good. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Very good. Means you people have studied well. Right. And Srivani, can you say third period?
Sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon.
My God, you have studied our thing. You are well prepared for the examinations. I think your kids. Actually, you all should be an inspiration for all the children, those who are going to write the 10th class examination. Now, Akshara, can you say fourth period?
Potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc, gallium, germanium, arsenic, selenium, bromine, krypton.
My God, very good. And Satya, can you say fifth period?
Rubidium, strontium, yttrium, zirconium, niobium, molybdenum, molybdenum, technetium, rhodium, ruthenium, palladium, silver, cadmium, indium, tin, antimony, tellurium, iodine, xenon.
Very good, very good. You people have studied well. I think that online classes we were attending very well. Huh? But many of the students, they are not preparing at all. You know about your future. So you are preparing very well. Very good, thank you. Prasanna, can you say lanthanides?
Cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, solarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium.
Okay, very good. And actinides, Srivani, can you say?
Potassium, thorium, potassium,
Protactinium.
protactinium, uranium, neptunium, plutonium, americium, curium, berkelium, californium,
Einsteinium.
einsteinium, fermium, mendelevium, nobelium, lawrencium.
Very good, super. It's excellent. So, I know that you know about the periods, groups also. No need of asking you, I think. But all the groups, okay, now first A group, second A groups, third A, fourth A, fifth A, sixth A, seventh A and eighth A groups are named some particular names. The groups are named by particular names. Do you remember the names of that groups? Can you say what is halogen group? Satya? Halogen group. Elements coming in the halogen group, can you say?
Oxygen,
Halogen group means 7th A group or 17th group.
fluorine,
Yeah.
fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine.
Super. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. They are coming in the halogens group. Means they all are salt making families. Okay, now halogens with the first group elements, they make the salt, and mostly all the elements which we are seeing, the minerals which may be seen as oxides and sulfides. So, ore making family, by that in mind there is a group in the periodic table. Can you say what is that ore making family? Akshara, can you say?
Chalcogen family.
Yes, Chalcogen family. And what are these elements? Can you say?
Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium, and livermonium.
Okay, they are mostly some of the elements, oxygen, sulfur and all. They are seen as ores. Okay, suppose if you take alumina, bauxite ore, Al2O3, the oxide form is in PbS sulfur, lead sulfide, in the sulfide form. Right. So that is why they got the name ore making family, or otherwise Chalcogen. Like that nitrogen family. Can you say the elements of nitrogen family? Prasanna? Can you say nitrogen family elements?
Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth.
Yeah, very good. And coming to first group, Siddha. First group. These all are first group elements. Okay, now hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. They are first group elements. They have a special name because these all are made from ashes. Ash means alkali. So these elements are having a special name. Do you remember that name? Alkali metals. These group elements are having the name alkali metals. And this one second A groups alkali earth metals. Okay now. So moreover, we just told about 18 groups are there, and also there are 7 periods. And we told that it is arranged according to the ascending order of atomic weight. And you can observe here tellurium and where is tellurium and iodine. This was a problem, anomalous pair in Mendel's periodic table. Okay, tellurium and iodine was anomalous pair. That means that it did not follow the ascending order of atomic weight. But here you can see tellurium is having one atomic number less than iodine. Its atomic number is, what is its atomic number? Tellurium atomic number?
127 points.
That is atomic mass 52. What is? 52. And iodine? 53. So 52 after only 53 will come. So that problem also solved here by writing the elements in the ascending order of atomic number, means number of protons. But moreover, this is studied about something else, not about the atomic number also. You have to go deep into that one. That is known as today's modern periodic table. Sorry, modern periodic law. Can you say, Satyasri, what is modern periodic law?
The physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of the electronic configuration of their atoms.
Okay. Physical and the chemical properties are the periodic functions of their electronic configuration. Let us discuss this one in detail. Okay, I am going to discuss about first A groups. Okay, what are the first A groups? Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Let us talk about this. What is its atomic number? 1. Okay now. And lithium, what is its atomic number? 3. And sodium, how much it is? 11. And potassium? 19 and so on. Okay, let us discuss about these. Because the same trend will be following in the next elements also. See here hydrogen. Hydrogen having only one shell. Okay now, only one electron. That one electron can goes to K shell. Only one shell is enough. But coming to lithium, it is having 3 electrons. 3 electron means it needs second shell, L shell also, because K shell maximum capacity is 2 electrons. So it needs another shell. So when we are writing the periodic, electronic configuration, we write it as one is a main shell, and we know that already learned. First shell is having the subshell S. Is it? It's having the orbital S. So that one electron goes to S. One electron in S. When we are talking about lithium, so it is having 2 shells. Means first shell, main shell, completely filled. Means first orbit 1s 2. Next, first after one, first shell, main shell is having only one subshell. means only one orbital, that is S. So after that it must goes to the next one, that is 2. 2s1. 2s1. So see here, hydrogen, it is 1s. It is in the first period. First group. So 1s1. Lithium, 1s2, 2s1. Ending with again with s1. Again let us see sodium. What it will be?
1s2.
Sodium is having 11 electrons. So it needs
1s2.
1s2 first shell completed.
2s2.
After going the first shell, the electrons will enter into the second shell. In second shell, s orbital has 2 electrons. Maximum capacity is 2. So after 2s2, where it will go?
2p.
You can remember this Molar diagram. 2s after electron will enter into 2p. Okay, 2p maximum capacity 6 electron. So 2p 6. 2p 6. Okay, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6 is 10. But what is the number of electrons? Total number of electrons? 11. So 11 means one more electron should be occupied. Where it will go? It will enter into the
3s.
you see 2p after where it should enter? 3s. Okay, this all we discussed in the last chapter. So 2p after it should enter into 3s. So 3s, how many electron will come? 1 electron. So you observe everything. First s, yes, yes. How many electrons in s? 1 electron. So if it is in the first period, first group, it will be having a common configuration of ns1. Understand? See here. So if you talk about this one, hydrogen will be having 1s1, lithium
2s1.
2s1 because it is in the second period. So it is start with the 2s1, and sodium
3s1.
3s1, and the last differentiating electron means the last electron in the valence shell is entering into 3s orbital. Understand? So next fourth period, which is element K. So it will be entering into
4s1.
4s1. Okay, the differentiating electron will be entering into 4s1. Then rubidium, the differentiating electron will be entering into 5s1. Cesium 6s1. Francium 7s1, and so on. So what is the general configuration of this first A group elements?
ns1.
ns1. Same way, Prasanna, can you say what is the general configuration of the second